Hi guys, I'm Julie Montagu and I'm going to be leading you through 3 Yoga for Beginners easy 30-minute sequences in partnership with Healthista and Wanderlust, which is super exciting. And I love teaching beginners because a lot of times beginners come up to me and they say, I can't do yoga because I'm not flexible. But yoga is the thing that makes you flexible. So we're really going to take it back to basics so that you, as a beginner, know that you too can do yoga. So first up, we're going to do a 30-minute sequence for the groins and the hamstrings, and there will be 2 other videos to follow, one for back and one for your core. So let's get started. You're going to come to the top of your mat and just bring your big toes to touch. You can have a little gap between your ankles. Bring your arms alongside your body. So standing in just what's called Tadasana. And as you stand, just feel the 4 corners of your feet pressing down into the mat. So your big toe mound, your baby toe mound, and the inner and outer edges of your heels. And then just moving up your body now. So make a muscle above those kneecaps. Draw your tailbone just down towards your heels. So tailbone just draws down. And then your core right here. Draw your belly button in and then just slightly draw it up a bit. That's going to help to lengthen the spine. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Feel now your neck lengthening, and imagine as if somebody's pulling you up through the crown of your head, but keeping that chin parallel to your mat. You're going to take a deep, full breath in, and I just want you right now to open up the mouth and exhale it out. So we're going to do that 2 more times. So big inhale, open up the mouth and exhale, and 1 more time. Deep, full breath in. See if you can get your breath in all the way down to that belly. And when you're ready, exhale to empty. Now we're going to close the mouth. So we're going to start to inhale and exhale through the nose. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. But rather than shallow breaths right just into the neck and to the top of the chest, imagine the breath coming in, filling up your belly. And as you exhale, you're again drawing your belly back towards your spine, and you're exhaling out of your nose. So again, you're inhaling, bringing the breath down into the belly, filling it up. And as you exhale, you're drawing your belly back towards your spine, and the exhale is releasing out of your nose. And you're going to continue with that breath throughout your practice. So here we go, groins and hamstrings. As you inhale, just sweep your arms up. Take the gaze, just look at your thumb knuckles there, lift through the chest. And as you exhale out of the nose, very slowly, just come all the way down. Your hands don't need to touch like mine are right now. You can lift up onto a claw, 5 fingers. You can bend the knees. But I want you to come into that forward fold. So just hanging here into that forward fold, we're starting to open up the hamstrings. Little by little, you'll start to see that eventually you can straighten the legs. And listen, if you're here, that's fine. Bend the knees, let the head drop, relax the shoulders and the neck, and eventually those legs are going to eventually straighten. Again, we're going to stay here for 3 more breaths, so take a deep, full breath in through the nose, fill up your belly. And as you exhale, again, you're exhaling out of the nose, but you're drawing your belly back towards your spine. And again, deep, full breath in. And long exhale out. How good does it feel to breathe? Like so good. 1 more time, inhale, get the belly deep, or get the breath deep into the belly, right? And long, slow, steady exhale out. Bend your knees a lot if you need to, just so you can now plant your hands and step your right leg straight back behind you. So right leg's gonna go straight back behind you into a low lunge. From here, we're gonna drop the right knee. So I'm gonna drop the right knee. I'm gonna toe heel my left foot out. So the left toes are facing the left corner of your mat. So I've got a little bit of an angle in my left foot. From here, I'm gonna start to open up onto the blade of my left foot. So coming into, you can feel it now, the groin. You can plop the top of the right foot down. And you're just breathing here, right? So I can feel this right here in my groin, my left groin. I can feel it in my right groin as well. And I'm gonna breathe. If you've got open hips already and you wanna take it a little bit further, bring your elbows down, but bring the elbows aligned with the back of your heel. So aligned with the back of your heel. And again, you're just gonna take 3 breaths in through the nose, fill up the belly. And exhale, draw your belly back towards your spine. Let the breath come out of the nose. And again, inhale for 2. And exhale for 2. One more time. So again, deep full breath in through the nose, fill up the belly. And exhale to empty. Good. If you're on your elbows, your forearms, go ahead, gently press yourself up. Just toe heel your left foot all the way back so you're back into that lunge. Curl your back toes under, lift the back knee, step your left foot back to your right foot so you're in a high plank. It's like you're about to go to a push-up, but we're gonna drop the knees, lift the tailbone, keep your gaze forward. So resist looking down at your hands. Your gaze is about 6 to 12 inches beyond the top of your mat. One more breath in here, and we're gonna lower all the way down just to the chest and the chin. So you can see my tailbone's lifting up. And as I exhale my next breath out, I'm gonna use the inhale to come up to cobra. So I come down onto the tops of the feet and just the chest and the head lifts. I'm lengthening all the way through that neck. Gaze up just a little bit. Don't jam your head back, just a little gaze up. And on the exhale, I'm pushing my hips back towards my heels, everybody's favorite balasana. And again, this is gonna help open up those hips, that groin area. Take a deep, full breath in and exhale to empty. On the inhale, I want you to push forward just onto your hands and your knees. Curl the toes under. Use your exhale to lift the hips up and back. That's the thing with downward facing dog. So when you come into it, I'm gonna do it one more time. You're gonna lift the hips up and you're gonna draw the hips back. And when you draw the hips back, your heels come down and they may not touch yet. It takes some time, right? But again, guess what it's working? It's working your hamstrings. Once you've come into your downward facing dog, what I want you to do is I want you to bend one knee and bend the other knee. So it's like you're walking out the dog. So as you bend your right knee, press your left heel down to the mat. As you bend your left knee, press your right heel down to the mat. Couple more times. So right knee bends, left heel presses down. Left knee bends, and right heel presses down. And then just come back to a static downward facing dog. Take a breath in here and exhale to empty. Look at the space right in between your hands. So space in between your hands. Step your right foot up. Use your hand to help you if you need to. Step your left foot up. And as you exhale, just exhale, come back into that forward fold. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to, coming into the forward fold. Take a deep breath in and exhale to empty. We're gonna inhale and lift up to a halfway lift. So we're lifting up to a halfway lift. We're working on getting the spine long. So my tailbone is pressing towards the back of my mat. My chest is open towards the front of my mat, and I'm lengthening through the crown of my head. So I'm not dropping my head, I'm keeping my neck nice and long, but I'm pressing my tailbone back. Again, if you've got tight hamstrings, bend your knees here. Look what happens. If I come into here and I haven't bent my knees, I've got this round spine. If I bend the knees, it makes it much easier for me to flatten that back. And very slowly inhale. Come all the way back up to standing. Exhale your arms alongside your body. Take a big inhale to sweep high. Gaze right up to those thumb knuckles again. And on the exhale, hinge, forward fold. You're gonna come all the way back down. Again, bend the knees as much as you need to, working those hamstrings. From here, we're gonna step the left leg all the way back. So left leg goes back into that low lunge. I'm stepping back and I'm gonna drop my left knee down. Toe heel your right foot all the way out towards the outer edge of your mat. And remember, the right toes are gonna face towards the corner of your mat. Bring the right hand inside of that right foot. And I'm gonna start to peel my right foot open. So coming onto the blade of the right foot. The left top of my foot can come down. And I'm gonna breathe here. So rather than looking down, I want the chest open. I want the spine long. I'm breathing into that right hip flexor, into the groin. Those of you who maybe Need to go a little bit deeper. Come down into your elbows, but keep your elbows aligned with the back of your right heel. And again, you're breathing. Long, slow, deep breaths. Try not to drop the head, right? Keeping that spine long, keeping that neck long. Take one more deep, full breath in. Remember, you are filling your body up with your breath. Get it deep into the belly. Keep the mouth closed and just exhale to empty. Good. If you're on your forearms, go ahead, press yourself up. Toe heel your right foot back. Curl your back toes under, lift that left knee. And again, we're gonna step the right leg back to the left leg. So we're back into that high plank, strong high plank here. Take a deep, full breath in. Same thing again, lower your knees, lift your tailbone, keep your tailbone lifted, bend your elbows into the sides of the waist and come down onto your chest and your chin. One more inhale here. It's always nice to stay here. One more exhale. On your next inhale, remember deep full breath, just lift the chest and the head. Lengthen through the crown of the head, lengthen through the throat. Your exhalation pushes the hips back into that lovely child's pose, and you anchor through your forehead. Hips go back towards those heels. Don't worry if they can't touch yet, they will eventually. Take a deep breath in. And a long, slow, steady exhale out. Inhale again, you're gonna come forward onto your hands and your knees. Curl the back toes under. Lift the hips up. Now draw the hips back, pressing the heels down. From our downward facing dog now, I want you to just bring the left foot more into the midline of the body. That's gonna allow you to easily lift that right leg high. So the right leg lifts high. Bend your right knee and start to open the right hip up over your left hip. Right hip opens up over your left foot. Keep the gaze down towards that left big toe though. Try to keep your shoulders nice and square. We're just working on opening up the hips here, opening up the groin. Take another breath in and exhale, square the hips, bring the right foot down. So the right foot comes more really to the midline of the body. Inhale, lift that left leg high, left leg lifts. Bend that left knee, and again, you're gonna start to peel the left hip over the right hip. And again, we're gonna keep our shoulders nice and square. Gaze to that right big toe, one more breath in. And slowly exhale, square the hips, bring the left foot down, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, just look forward. And again, we're gonna step the left foot up, we're gonna step the right foot up, we're gonna come into that lovely forward fold. So coming into that forward fold. From your forward fold, I'm gonna turn this way so you guys can see me. You can stay at the top of your mat. From your forward fold, take your feet hip width distance apart. That's about 2 fist widths distance between the inner edges of your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Take your 2 peace fingers of both hands and hook them around your big toes. As you inhale, just slowly lift the chest to get that spine nice and long. And exhale, I want you to keep the connection between the belly and the thighs. The belly and the thighs stay connected. Eventually, you'll start to straighten those legs, eventually, right? But take your time here. Bend your knees as much as you need to, right? I've got my knees bent here. Now I'm gonna turn this way so you guys can see. I'm gonna keep my knees nice and bent. And maybe this is as far as I'm gonna go. Eventually, as I start to straighten those legs, I keep the connection between the belly and the thighs, keeping the connection between the belly and the thighs. Take one more deep full breath in and exhale to empty. Good, we're gonna release the fingers from the toes. We're gonna bend the knees and you're gonna take your hands down into the mat and your feet as wide as your mat. So your feet come as wide as your mat, Malasana squat. Your feet might turn out, you might have to lift up onto your heels, doesn't matter. What we're working on is really the groin here. Bring the hands together at heart center. So imagine your upper arms are pressing to the insides of your inner legs. Spine is long, my tailbone's scooping down. I'm lengthening up through my spine. My shoulders are on my back and I feel the crown of my head just being pulled up, coming into Malasana squat. Try not to look down, Keep the gaze straight in front of you. And take one more deep, full breath in. And a long, slow, steady exhale out. From here, just release the hands down. Lift the hips up so you can toe heel your feet back into that forward fold. Lengthen to a halfway lift. Again, bend your knees as much as you need to, hands to your hips. And very slowly, as you press down through your feet, lift up through the crown of the head. Good, come to the top of your mat. I'm gonna come to the middle of the mat so I can show you guys. I want you to put your weight into your left leg. So put your weight into your left leg, bend your right knee. Work on the balance here. Take the right knee into the right hand. And as you start to open up that right hip, it's like a gate. You're gonna feel your groin opening up. If you've got the balance, maybe extend your left arm out to the side. So I'm just opening up that hip. It's like a gate. I'm opening up. My core is engaged. My breath, I'm inhaling through the nose, getting the breath deep into the belly. And I'm slowly exhaling out of the nose, releasing the breath out of the belly. On your next inhale, just very, very slowly come back to center. Release the leg down and arms alongside the body. So we're gonna take the left leg. So ground down through your right leg. Right leg grounds down. Lift your left knee. Catch the left knee with the left hand. And again, you're gonna slowly start to open up that hip. Just like a gate, opening it up. Once you've got the balance, release the right arm out to the side, opening up that hip. Breathing here, bring all your awareness and the breath right to that hip, opening it up. We're doing good things to that hip, good things to that groin. Couple more breaths. And slowly release, come back to center. Release the left foot down, arms alongside your body. Take a breath in. And a long, slow, steady breath out. From here, we're gonna do one more balancing pose to help open up that groin. Tree. You've probably seen it many times in yoga practices, but we're gonna work on our balance and again, work on opening up that groin. So again, shift the weight over into the left leg. Again, strong, sturdy left leg. Bend your right knee, catch your right ankle with your right hand and bring the right sole of the foot to the inner left thigh. Hands come together at heart center. If this is too much, look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bring my foot down to my inner calf. And here we go. Again, if this is too much, I'm gonna slide my foot down so my big toe is helping me to balance. But the goal is to open up that hip, to open up that groin, similar to what we were doing in Malasana squat. Give yourself one more breath here. Exhale to empty. Inhale to bring that right leg forward and sole the foot down. Take it on the other side. So you're gonna shift the weight over into that right leg. Shift the weight over into that right leg. Bend the left knee. Catch the left ankle with your left hand. Left sole the foot to the inner right thigh. Again, you can bring it down to the inner calf. You can bring the big toe down as well. What we're working on is right here, that groin, that hip flexor, opening it up. And again, a couple more breaths here. And as you exhale, slowly bring that left knee back to center, left sole of the foot down, and arms alongside your body. Deep, full breath in. And a long exhale to empty. Perfect. We're just gonna come to the top of the mat. As you come to the top of the mat, take a big inhale, just sweep nice and high. And as you exhale, come down into that forward fold. Lovely forward fold. Again, we're doing lots of these. And inhale, just lift up to that halfway lift. Even if your hands come up here, totally fine. And as you exhale, plant your hands and step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. And today, I just want you to exhale right into downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. And a long, slow, steady breath out. Look at the space between your hands. Bring your right foot to your hands. Bring your left foot and come all the way down to a seated position. Extend the legs nice and long. So we're gonna extend the legs nice and long. Walk the sitting bones straight back behind you. Sitting bones come straight back behind you. And from here, we're gonna work on those hamstrings and of course the groin again. Flex through your feet, press the backs of the knees down, and make a muscle above your kneecaps. Feel your sitting bones rooting you down, lift through the spine. We're gonna bring the arms out to the side. A lot of times in classes, they're gonna bring the arms up here, but we're gonna bring the arms out to the side. I'm gonna explain why. Take a breath in, and as you start to exhale and hinge through the hips, imagine it's your chest that's now pressing towards the tops of your feet. Once you can't go anymore and your chest is pressing towards the tops of the feet, now bring your arms all the way around and either catch the sides of the feet, catch the big toes with your two peace fingers, or bend your knees as much as you need to so that you can catch the sides of the feet and start walking your sitting bones straight back behind you. Bent knees, fine. This is how we get flexible and we open up those hamstrings in yoga. The more you do it, the more you will lengthen. 3 breaths here. So as you inhale, again, inhale through the nose, get the belly deep, or breath deep into the belly. And as you exhale, you're gonna lengthen chest and crown of the head towards the tops of the feet. And again, inhale for 2. And long, slow, steady exhale for 2. One more time, deep, full breath in, fill up your body with your breath. And super long exhale all the way out of the body through the nose. Inhale very slowly, lift yourself up. We're gonna bend one knee out to the side and the other knee out to the side, coming into what's called Uttanasana star pose. So as I look down, I want to see a diamond shape. So my heels are quite far away from my pelvic floor. That's what I want for this pose. I've got this diamond shape in Uttanasana. Keep the soles of the feet together, keep the chest open, spine long, and very slowly, just start to walk your hands out in front of you. Walk your hands out in front of you. Eventually, you may be able to interlace your fingers around the tops of the toes. And eventually, it will happen the more you do this sequence. You're gonna bring your hairline to the backs of your heels. But that might not happen for you today. That's okay. We never can get into a yoga pose first time around, right? It takes many, many times of practicing. But before you know it, your groins start to open up, and so do your hamstrings. So give yourself a couple more breaths here in your Uttanasana pose. And exhale to empty. One more deep, full breath in. Keep pressing the chest forward towards those feet. And exhale to empty. Good, you're gonna use your inhale to lift yourself all the way up. Perfect, you guys. We're gonna now slide the heels in. So now we're coming into what's called Baddha Konasana. You probably remember this when you were little, butterfly pose, right? The difference is with our feet and obviously our legs. So bring the heels as close as you can into your pelvic floor. So eventually the heels are gonna come in line with that crease where the hamstrings meet the calves. From here, your thumbs come to the balls of the feet. And as you open up those feet like a book, you can use your elbows. If your knees are up here, use your elbows to help open up those legs. And again, you can stay lifted here, opening up the groin, feeling it. Those of you who maybe want to go a little bit deeper, you go a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper. Eventually, the top of the head comes down into the mat. I want you to stay wherever you are in this pose, just for 3 more breaths. Breathe in wherever you are in this pose, and breathe out. You've got 2 more breaths, make them good. Breathe in through the nose, fill up your belly, and breathe out, deflate the belly, and let the breath exit out of the nose. Good, let's just do 1 more for luck. Breathe in. And exhale to empty, empty, empty. Good, inhale very slowly. We're gonna lift all the way up. And bring your knees together. So once your knees are together, you're just gonna lengthen one leg long, lengthen the other leg long, give your legs a little walk out here. And any way you like, just very, very slowly come down onto the back of your mat. So maybe you're gonna grab the backs of the knees and use that core a little bit, coming all the way down. we're gonna come into just viprita right now. It's gonna open up those hamstrings. Shaking is good. Remember, when we shake in yoga, all that means is that we're working muscles we haven't worked for a while. So shaking to me is always a good thing. Hug your knees into your chest, but keep your spine long onto the mat. And just lift your legs straight up into the air. So I've got this lovely L shaped here. Shaking is good, right? Shaking, you're just working the muscles you haven't worked for a while. But again, we're opening up the hamstrings. Again, if it's too much, take that little gentle bend in the knees, but keep those feet flexed. It's as if you're standing on the ceiling. And from here, just bring your arms alongside your body. Maybe close your eyes, but give yourself right now, starting right now, 3 more breaths. So again, deep, full breath in through the nose. Fill up the belly. And exhale, draw your belly back towards your spine. 2 more, big inhale, fill up the belly. And exhale, draw your belly back towards your spine. And 1 more deep, full breath right into the body. And 1 more long, slow, steady exhale out. Bend your knees into the chest. You can wrap your arms around those knees. Just give yourself a little rock from side to side. It's like you're hugging yourself. It's like you're congratulating yourself from doing your yoga practice today. Hamstrings and groins are very, very happy right now. So your hamstrings and groins are very happy, and now you're hugging them in to let them know how much you appreciate all that they've done for you today. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana. So you're gonna lengthen one leg, lengthen the other leg. Maybe take your feet, your legs as wide as your mat. Let your arms flop alongside your body, palms of the hands always facing up, just so we stay open. We're nice and open. And while you guys lie in Shavasana for the next couple of minutes, I'm gonna pop up and give you guys a nice relaxation. So once you've come into Shavasana and you're comfortable, you're gonna try not to move. You're gonna close your eyes. You let go of that breath. No need to breathe for your body anymore. Just go back to your normal breath, to your body breathing for you, and feel the heaviness of your body melting into the mat. So feel the heaviness of the body melting into the mat. It's almost as if you're dissolving into the mat. And the heaviness is heavier and heavier and heavier, so that it's almost as if your spirit within you gets lighter and lighter and lighter, so that you can go float away. So just bring your awareness to your feet. Let them go heavy, your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, upper legs, hips, your abdomen, sides of the waist, chest, the entire spine, neck, chin, cheeks, nose, forehead, back of the head, crown of the head. Bring your awareness to your hands, your wrists, lower arms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. And just silently repeat to yourself, my whole body is relaxed. My whole body is open. My whole body is light. And now in your own time, just start to find little bits of movement in your fingers and your toes, your hands and your feet. Bring your knees into your chest. And any way you like, very slowly, you can turn to one side of your mat, the right or left side. Gently press yourself all the way up to your comfortable seated position. Once you've come up to your comfortable seated position, bring your hands together at heart center. Amazing practice, you guys. Hopefully your hamstrings and groins feel a lot more open. Keep it up. I know you guys can do it. And be sure to watch the next 2 videos as well. Have a great day. Namaste.